What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Hope y'all are having an awesome morning. If you're new, please like the page, share the post. Appreciate all that, as always. And we should be joined here momentarily by one Drew Benjamin Moscona, who slept all the way past 8 a.m. in his own bed this morning. Heck yeah. So every night before Drew goes to bed, we do this big long routine. We're going to vent your belly, give meds, brush your teeth, change your diaper, go see your mommy, get all clean, cuddle on the couch, go night-night, and sleep all through the night. And when you wake up, we'll do dad show. We do this whole routine. He repeats it every night. We always laugh at him because the sleep all through the night never happens, because Drew don't ever sleep through the night. He wakes up in the middle of the night, he's crying, we had to put him in our bed. Like, it's been a long, I don't even know, like literally don't even know the last time that we slept through the night. So we consider it a blessing, like when he wakes up and we're able to put him in the bed and he goes right back to sleep. Well, today, he slept all through the night in his own bed. I woke up at 6:30 and he was still in his bed. I was like, oh my God. So I laid back down. It was 7:15. He was still in his bed. I was like, oh God. So I got up, started his backpack, all that stuff. He just woke up at like 8:03. I was setting up and I heard the door open. Erica opened it and sent him out here, and she went back to sleep. So it's a June miracle. Drew slept all through the night in his own bed. So we are a rested Moscona family today. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Jeff McKithen, good morning. Nick Torina, Gerald Mathern, good morning. Mark Perron, good morning. Jason Truax, Kirk Taylor, Dylan, James Landry, Trivia Carter, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Hey, Pat Huseman, what's up? Brian Wynn, good morning. Ted Campiso, Will Fisher, Yancey, Benoit, good to see y'all. Kelly Presley, good morning. Corey Gautreaux, Stephen Miller, what's up, dude? Dawn Jolibois, good morning. Big victory for Drew. Kirk, a bigger victory for me and Eric. Being able to sleep through the night, I think every parent can relate to that on some level. But to get him to sleep all through the night last night, it's like, what did we do? How can we replicate that? Exact magic. Whatever happened. Nate Bumstead, good morning. Nicole Havard, good morning. Bob Kubrick, what's up? So, y'all notice here in the headline, Tuesday, Ed Orgeron had his weekly hit on off the bench. Talked a little bit about the players that tested positive for COVID. He said obviously something went wrong. We have the best medical care. We'll take good care of them and all that. So, which is true. But they're pressing on, which is good to see. And I think we need more of that and less of the fear mongering because of the number of positive cases. I was interested. So yesterday, I told y'all yesterday here that on AFR I was going to basically do my spiel, which was, we need to stop focusing so much on the number of positive tests because it's a virus. Of course, you're going to have positive tests. If you want to eliminate the number of positive tests, stop testing. But you need to test so you learn more about the virus. The bottom line is, how are people who are testing positive being affected by it? And that's what we have under control societally right now. We're catching people because we're testing more, and people are more diligent. People are being diagnosed earlier. And the other thing we know, too, is that young people, like student athletes, aren't getting sick. If anything, it's mild symptoms. So why are we shutting down things? Why are we worried about football or anything involving young people who either are asymptomatic or only experience mild symptoms? Like, we keep talking about the health and safety of players. None of these players are getting sick. Anyway. So I'm glad. We need more people to say that publicly and to push on. That's got to happen. We need more people to acknowledge that instead of the fear-mongering that you see. 30 new cases, 20 new cases, new blah, blah. Like, do you realize that we've actually, amid that, continued to see our mortality rate decline at the lowest level it's been since this started back in March? And that's a good thing. That should be celebrated, actually, because people are doing the right thing. People who are at risk are being diligent. People who are sick are staying home or making sure they get to the doctor, and so we're all taking care, and that's a good thing. Anyway, not there's 30 new cases. Okay, 30 new cases from 18-year-olds that aren't even gonna have sniffles, and then they'll be right back at what they're doing. Some of them are still working out outside. All right. AJ Holland, Guy Morgan, Grant Duga, morning, Matt. Had Rufinos for the first time last night. Loved it. There you go. That's our spot, Grant. We love going over there, man. That's kind of our birthday, anniversary type spot, date night type spot. We love it. So glad you enjoyed, man. Hopefully it was a good crowd. Trying to think if I've ever been there on a Monday night. Obviously weekends are popping. I'm curious how it was last night, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. They take great care of you there. Bubba Tatum, good morning, Matt. Headed back to Tampa from Lafayette. Make it a long show, please. Bubba, I tell you what, when we're done here, and listen, okay, Bubba, that you'll be glad to know this. So here, I'll go to work. I'll do the Locked On podcast. Then at noon, Terrio and I will be doing the Riot podcast. So you can catch us live on the 104.5 ESPN page at noon. So you can check that out. And then AFR3. So you should be able to catch a ton of Scone today, man. Ton of Scone today. Matt Lusto, good morning. My cousin installed your monitor. I thought it was him. Then I listened to the podcast, and you shouted him out. Yeah, so Bo Wegman is Bo Wegman's our engineer up at Guarantee. Does an awesome job. But so if you missed this, I shared a picture of it. But I was about to. It was like 2:55. I was 2:54. I was about to head downstairs to go get on air yesterday. And Bo, our engineer, walked in with a new monitor, and he's been joking about it for a while now because the monitor I had in my office at Guarantee was, it's about the size of my Surface screen. And he's like, "I'll get you a new monitor." I'm like, "Bo, I really don't care. I mean, I've had this one forever. It's functional. It doesn't. I don't need whatever." But so yesterday he walked in with a monitor and he was setting it up. So I snapped the picture. I figured this would be a good opportunity just to rib Gordy. So I took a picture and I shared it on social media. I was like, 10 years at Guarantee, I finally get a new monitor. Thanks, Gordy. And so that's kicked that Gordy anthill a little bit, which was fun. But yeah, Bo's great, Matt. Bo, we're glad to have Bo at Guarantee. He does a great job. Brad Martin, what's up, man? Good morning. Ryan Dixon may have to pour Lot B over for Drew sleeper through the night. Calls. I tell you what we did though on Father's Day. So, we had the family over and we were out in the pool, and then most everybody left except Erica's two sisters and their families. And so that was me, my father-in-law, and then my two brothers-in-law. The four of us went outside and we all lit up a cigar, and I grabbed a bottle of Weller 12, and we crushed the bottle of Weller 12. We sat there, but they were like, man, and they're not big whiskey guys, but that was going down a little too smooth for me. Even my father-in-law, doesn't really drink, he's like, yeah, give me a little shot. Give me I was like, yep, we found a winner. It was funny. So I need to replace a bottle of Weller 12. So I'm on the hunt again. By the way, the other thing I have there in the headline, the MLB sets the schedule, so I'm curious to see if you saw this. 3 months of negotiations, they couldn't come to an agreement. As when they started this, Rob Manfred was given the autonomy to ultimately set a schedule, which they were hoping they would need to do because they were hoping they could negotiate terms. Neither did so in good faith, the players or the owners, and so they never came to an agreement. So ultimately, Rob Manfred set a schedule, and there's two conditions. It's that the players, there are health and safety guidelines that the players have to agree to, and then they have to agree to show up at their home ballparks July 1 to start getting ready. So the ball is in the players' court. We'll see if they accept that. But the kick in the gut is it's the same 60-game season that the owners proposed twice that the players rejected. And actually, this deal financially is not as good for the players because it's less in TV and playoff revenue, and the other deal had an expanded playoff. This goes back to the 10 team playoff that we typically see. So, I mean, 2/3 of the league's already done before the 60 game season even starts. Man, whatever. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous, man. All right. Wesley Broussard, good morning. Y'all do me a favor. Shout out to Brock. They're tagged in the post. If you'd like the Brock page, of course, you need an orthopedist. Check out Brock. Locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area. PT, OT, they got all that. They can do your x-rays, your MRIs. I know when I've had my MRI done on my Achilles when I strained it, my knee when I tore my meniscus. I've had x-rays done on my neck there when I hurt my neck. Yeah, I've been to Brock a lot over the years, but anyway, they're awesome people. Y'all check them out. Let's see. Yancey Benoit, big victory for Drew. Happy y'all got a full night's rest. It'll continue to happen. Think positive. Speak it into existence. I'm with you, Yancey. You sound like my dad too. My dad's a big speak it into existence guy, but I believe that. I mean, when I was a kid, I'm looking at my shelf right now. I still got all those books. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, Power of the Subconscious Mind. Read all those books as a kid. Yep. I got them all. So anyway, I'm believing that too, Yancey. Kelly Gross, good morning. Brittany Delahousse. Kirk Taylor, yay baseball, LOL. Yay baseball? It's true. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see if they play. I saw a report today where the players are expected to accept the deal. I think it was maybe it was Jeff Passan who said he spoke to 5 players who all said that they expect to agree. Do those 5 represent the entirety of baseball? Maybe, but I hope so. Let's see. Wesley Broussard, yes. When would fear-mongering ever be a correct response? Maybe when you're trying to prevent your small child from doing something that would hurt themselves, like don't touch that stove, you'll burn yourself. Like you're playing on their fear, but you need to do that for a small child, not for masses of American adults who need to acknowledge what's happening. And I'm just, guys, I mean, and ladies, when back in your early mid-March, I was kind of vocal on all the coronavirus stuff, and what's happening is I was getting so much there was so much vitriol and so many people were angry and pushing back, and I'm like, you know what? If someone's going to be angry with me and choose not to listen to my show because of something I said, it's not going to be because of something that has nothing to do with sports. You know what I mean? Like, it's a stay in your lane type play. And so I really haven't talked about it at all. But we're at that point now where it's like, okay, it's time to start having this conversation again, because all I see, and I know what headline writers do. I mean, I understand the necessity of trying to get attention. Trust me, like I have these conversations all the time with Musso, and like whenever they put out our show content on Twitter, and I'm like, how you craft a tweet, and when you write headlines for YouTube, and all, I'm like, you have to be eye-catching. So I get it. I do understand the need, but that and then but eye-catching and being disingenuous are different, and you got to be able to look past just 20 new positive tests, 18. Like, of course, there's going to be positive tests. It's a virus. Like, you can't kill a virus. There's always going to be positive tests. Think about influenza. Influenza, the flu, is a virus. It's been around for 100 years. You can't kill a virus. You can try to control it, get a vaccine for it, but you can't kill it. Like, it'll never go away entirely. Like, you can't kill a virus. So, there's always going to be positive tests. But are we managing it? That's the question. And the answer is yes. Medical facilities and infrastructure are no longer overwhelmed. we did a remarkable job with that. Mortality rate is dropping. Like, people are doing what they're supposed to be doing and practicing social distancing and being mindful of washing hands and things. Like, yeah, we're doing all the right things. So let's go. Come on. Let's see. Steve Menard, what's up, Steve? Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate that hookup too, Steve. I sent you a message. We'll connect. Brandon Ray, what's up? Pat Huseman, kidney stones 2, Pat 3, final. So does that mean you passed 3 kidney stones? God bless you, Pat. If you die, either way, I don't envy that at all. I cannot even imagine passing a kidney stone out of that. Oh my God. Oh, that just, I don't, you know what? I'm not even going to think about that anymore. I'm just going to say, Pat, I'm with you in spirit. Because I certainly would not be with you in person. Gavin Blanchard, what's up? Let's see. Yancey, you're dead on with what you're saying about COVID. Big mistake by programs to stop things. We got to get out there and be able to develop antibodies. The more that gets in, the stronger we'll be. I'm very much, I've said before, Yancey, a believer in herd immunity for something like this. It's the reason why, think about this for everyone who's a parent. You send your kid to preschool. Why do you do that? Knowing they're going to get sick with all the other kids. Like, you need them to be exposed to everything so they build up immunity to it. It's the same concept. I mean, we're not talking about children in preschool, but it's the same concept. If you're exposed to something, it's what happens with like the flu vaccine. They give you a strain of the flu, a small dose, so your body fights it off and builds up immunity to it. So if you come in contact with it later, there's a quicker burn period. Anyway, y'all know that. Andrew Bayer, what's up, man? Julio Mendez, good morning. Kerry Hughes, Kerry. Gave me all these Team Drew shirts done. Although I do have to admit my favorite is the Calico with me with Drew. All right. Andrew, love how Gordy hit back. That's actually my old monitor. I just got a brand new one. The funny thing, though, is I didn't ask for a new monitor. So I really didn't care. It was just funny to rib him. Caleb Clark, what's up? Kevin Wagner, good morning. Kyle Larison, Chris Roy, Scott Wilson, what's up? Let's see. Tim Roussel, what's up? Andrew, should we know today if the players will agree? I think they said within 2 days. There was a deadline. I saw the deadline. I think it was 5 o'clock. Either today or tomorrow was the deadline to agree. But yeah, we'll know shortly. Craig Dugas, what up? Boot up, ball. Boot up, Craig. Boot up. Steve Menard, good morning, Matt. Sad to say, but I don't think playing this season will save baseball moving forward unless it makes some big changes. Basketball and football are so dominant. You know what, Steve? I'll tell you this. You're right about basketball for sure. The thing about football is while it's still by far and away the number one sport in our country, what is happening with football is it is aging up. So when you try to project the staying power or longevity of something, you would look at the median age of the fan base. So the problem with like baseball and golf, for example, is that the median age of those fans are over 60 years old. And football is aging up into the 50s. Basketball is like 31. What that tells you is you've got a lot of lifelong basketball fans, but the young kids today, they're not watching football. They're watching basketball. And it's basketball and esports. That's the thing. No, I'm telling you, no adults are paying attention to right now. The 2 fastest growing sports. Basketball is aging down, it's being younger, but growth, of course, soccer and esports. I'm telling you, man. And a lot of adults go, why would anybody sit there and watch a kid watch someone play video games? Why would you watch a grown man hit a tiny white ball and walk 300 yards to go find it? Yeah, why would any of us watch it? Because they find it entertaining. You know? Esports, y'all. Just wait. Remember this day. It is Tuesday, June 23rd at 8:28 a.m. And in 10 years, when you're seeing esports as a mainstream sport, when you're seeing esports on SportsCenter and esport athletes, gamers, whatever, being interviewed on SportsCenter, and you're seeing all the places, you go, Scone was right about this. He told me about this a long time ago. Carrie Hughes, after Atlanta, your immune system is good. You already beat it. Carrie, I mean, it wouldn't shock me if I had COVID. I did the antibody test and I was negative, but supposedly the antibody test isn't 100%. But whatever I had back then certainly presented like COVID is presenting. But either I'm just glad that's over because that was not fun. Hi, baby. Good morning. You slept all through the... Oh, Dad, you want Dad to turn around? Nope, nothing on that. Hey, you want to say hi to Dad's show? Up here. Hey, come see. Hey, come... wait, you... Come here. Hey, come here. Oh, wait, you... Stinker. Kid's getting so tall. God, he's getting tall. Let's see. Kevin Boudreau, so close to having a baseball season. Get it done. You know, Kevin, I do hope the players agree, and my guess is that they will, because now the ball's in their court. It's like it's laid out there. You just have to agree to do it, or there's not going to be a season. I think they will, but certainly not the terms and the manner in which they wanted. Jordan Grace, 24/7 News has been horrible for society. All news is constantly putting out clickbait. They want their share of the pie. You know, Jordan, I wouldn't say that 24-hour news is horrible. I think regardless of... There are people who probably said the same thing about, the cities that 50 years ago would put out two newspapers, a morning paper and an evening paper, like the Evening Post. There are probably people who said the same thing about TV news. You'd have multiple newscasts throughout the day. That's not the problem. Like, the advancement in technology isn't the problem. It's us. It's people. It's our inability to, or willingness to pay attention to what we're consuming and acknowledge what it is. That's the problem. When people only read a headline and accept that, well, like, that's on you. That's on you for not taking the time to fully educate yourself and read an entire article, make your own decisions. Not you specifically, Jordan. You know what I mean, though. I just don't think 24/7 news is to be blamed. I mean, we've always consumed our time with something. It's like people who complain about kids on their cell phones, right? Kids are on their cell phones all the time. Like, well, when I was a kid, the thing was if you had your own phone line in your room, right? Well, how is it different if I'm sitting on my cell phone, like, scrolling or sitting in my room for 2-3 hours a night on my phone? I'm still not being social. You know what I mean? With my family or anything. I mean, what's the difference? It's all behavior. It's just the medium's changed. Brian Wynn. Let's see. Matt, media has lost a great deal of credibility in anything they say or do, and therefore the public seriously doubts what they say on things like the virus or other current events. I mean, there's no question, Brian, that trust in the media is at an all-time low. And Brian, I'll tell you, one of the big problems with it is there is a race, because there is so much competition, there is a race to be first. I rail on it often, is the whole sources thing. Like, it is patently absurd that you have to go with sources on, like, if you're Woodward and Bernstein and you're taking down the President of the United States because you have a source within the FBI who's spilling the beans. Okay, I can understand granting anonymity there. If a football game between LSU and Louisiana Tech is being scheduled and you want to break it citing sources, why are we protecting our sources? Oh, God. Anyway, got to protect that source. Anyway. But a big problem of it, though, is that there's so much confusion on who is actually a a credible outlet in reporting news. That's the problem. When everyone feels like they have sources. I have a source who tells me Tiger Stadium is going to be torn down. What? Come on, man. Anyway. All right, moving on. Shout out to Brock. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Please share the post, by the way, if you've not done so yet. And if you don't want to share the post, I would appreciate it. But if you would just tag someone in the comments who might be interested in seeing this, I'd appreciate that. Let's see. Craig, good luck having people caring about baseball if we have football and basketball. Sadly, of everything, restarting baseball will be the least watched. You're probably right. I think there's going to be a ton of intrigue in basketball. I was having a conversation yesterday, and it appears as though we're going to get a basketball schedule this week. And the way that they're going to run that is like you're basically going to have games. Someone was explaining to me kind of how it's functionally going to work in Orlando. And you're going to have like games on 3 different courts in 3 different windows. So like you'll have games all day, like morning, midday, evening, on 3 different courts, constantly going. Like, because they got to get all these games in. It's crazy how that's going to work. And I think there's going to be a ton of intrigue in that. Obviously, there's always going to be intrigue in football. And I do agree, Craig. I think baseball is the one that's going to get left behind, which is why this is awful, because they've missed this opportunity. You know, if they could have collectively come to an agreement 6 weeks ago, they could already be playing games. Andrew Bear. It's like parents having chicken pox parties back in the day. Let's see. Gabe Mitchell, Sid Durbin, Chris Roy. Good morning, Matt. Awesome shirt for an awesome boy. Thank you, Chris. Thanks to Carrie Hughes. Carrie's the one who did these shirts. Jeff, no bourbon 2 nights in a row and slept through the night both times. Damn it, bourbon or sleep quandary. Easy decision, Jeff. You can sleep when you're dead. Drink more bourbon. Sid Durbin, what's up? Andrew Bear, Trevor Ariza will not be playing with the Trailblazers. You know what, Andrew, though? I saw Ariza said the reason is because he's going to choose to he's got, I guess, custody of his children. He wants to spend a month with his kids. Good for him. I'm great. He made a choice to be a dad. Okay. Kirk Taylor, does Gordy actually do any work, or does he just golf? Dude is on the green more than Tiger. Glad you got the crumbs off his table, a.k.a. the computer monitor. To be clear, Kirk, that was not Gordy's computer monitor. That was his jab. But and yes, he does work sometimes, but he's mostly playing golf. And he says it's he's playing with clients. But Kerry Hughes, every MLS game in Atlanta is sold out, and there's more excitement around them right now than the Falcons. That's true. The Atlanta, United, I think. Yeah, they pack them in, man. Craig Dugas, esports isn't made for media. I'm assuming it's an in-person sport for excitement. Craig, you're wrong, bruh. I mean, Twitch is a platform which has basically been created for gamers to broadcast their games. Do you realize? Have y'all heard the coach Doug? I don't know if I'm saying or Duggins or whatever. EA Sports used to have the NCAA football game. Well, dude from Barstool, Big Cat, was playing a season as Tennessee with Coach Duggins or whatever. They had over 100,000 people watch this dude play NCAA football online. Like, I'm telling y'all. There are some football games on television that don't get that type of viewership. Like actual football. Telling y'all. Greg, you're wrong, bro. You can't see it, but kids in that generation, that's what they know. Like, they know dudes like Ninja, who's the greatest esports player or whatever. Like, Go look it up. Go look that kid up on. Go look up Ninja on Twitter and Instagram. Ninja on Twitter has 5.9 million followers. This is a gamer. 5.9. Let's look up Odell Beckham on Twitter. So remember, Ninja has 5.9 million. Odell Beckham has 4 million followers on Twitter. Ninja, the gamer, the esports gamer, has 2 million more followers on Twitter than Odell freaking Beckham. Y'all think I'm kidding? I'm telling you. You're going to come back in maybe not even 10 years. You're going to go, man, Matt, you're right about that esports stuff. Mark my words, bro. Mark my word. Yeah, I want to hear it. Y'all ain't want to hear it. I'm telling you. Jordan Grace, that's a scary thought. Staying inside and playing video games that overtake athletic sports. Jordan, you could say it's a scary sport. What's the difference between staying inside and watching esports, staying inside and watching football all day? Just what you want to do, man. You know? Andrew Bear, esports have grown so much. I remember 10 years ago they had online tournaments. You could win a little money. Now these players are getting sponsors winning 6 figures plus. Fuss show. It's a real thing. It doesn't interest me, but it's undeniable that it's a thing. Hey, Dad, good morning. Grant, Coach Doug's, has 150,000 viewers watching him play NCAA Football 14. Boom, there you go. Told you. Frank Ricks, what's up? Craig Duke, I'd say biased news is bad for society. You're peddling junk to an echo chamber. No one really thinks independently anymore. It's dangerous in the sense that no one just reports the news. Ted Campiso, sweet shirt, Matt. Thank you. Thanks to Kara Hughes for the shirt. Brady Beacon, what's up? Garrett Scheck-Snyder, what's up? Jordan Grace, the sources and being first is what I meant about 24/7 news for the record. We're saying the same thing. Gotcha. Craig, Tiger Droppings has the best sources. Craig, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I have not logged on to Tiger Dropping since 2008. You want me to get a Bible and put my hand on it? I think I got one right up on that shelf. It has been 12 years since I've logged onto that site, and my life is so much better for it. I have personality-wise, I have an ability to create a wall, and if you're on the other side of the wall, you don't exist. And Tiger Droppings is on the other side of that wall. It's just never a part of my day, ever. Let's see. Jordan Grace, Irfan Sayad, what's up? Good morning. Lowell Cormier, a source has reported I'm gaining weight. I'm trying to lose it, man. Luis Salaman, what's up? Mark Vatanovich, what's up? Mark, will people believe the second wave of coronavirus narrative? You know, Mark, I do believe that when we get into cold and flu season, you will see a spike. What I also believe is that we are very much more prepared and aware. Y'all, I want you to think about this practically. How many times before COVID-19 did you ever walk into a grocery store and wipe down a shopping cart before you pushed it? Or used hand sanitizer after you walked out of the grocery store? Or how many times did you go into the airport or a public restroom, use the restroom, and not wash your hands? And you know what you said? Well, Mom, did your mother teach you to wash your hands? No, my mother told me not to pee on my hands. Right? I'm telling you, our behaviors have changed collectively. And it's going to make even if we assemble, it's impossible to completely eliminate a virus. But we're going to be more mindful of certain behaviors, which is going to help limit the spread. And it's certainly going to keep the awareness will keep at-risk people away. Craig Duga. Look, I watched the last season of Ballers. I know all about esports. Craig, I don't even know what Ballers is. Brian Wynn, Matt, the only way Tennessee is going to win anything is on esports. That's pretty good. Preston Landry, I think you're right. My 12-year-old would rather watch people play e-games and play himself. Where can I invest? There are sports leagues, Preston. There are professional esports leagues. Let's see. Arena drone racing is the future, not esports. Okay, Craig. Trivia. I'm a gamer. Played in Halo 3 tournament in Vegas. Came in 15th place with my team. We won $10,000 in 2008. Jeez. Yeah. It was packed. People want to see it. I wish I could have stuck with it. You're right, Trivia. Shoot, that was 2008. God bless. Lowell. Yes, but does the Ninja Gamer still live at home with his parents? Lowell. Let's see. Jordan, people on Tiger Droppings claim you were on there all the time. Jordan, they can claim whatever they want. The sad part for real is when that's such a part of your day to day, you can't even fathom someone else not doing that. It's so normal for you. And the people who get addicted to that and the interaction, it's the same people, like the handful of people that hang out on our Huddle app all day. And the sad part about that, and I mean that sincerely, is because I will never understand this in life. If you claim to hate someone, or you don't like the show, or it just makes you angry, why would you spend time listening? You get one life and life's short. I would never understand why you would choose to do something or consume something that's going to make you mad that you don't like. I'll never understand it. But I know it's a reality of our business that people listen because they love you or they hate you. But either way they listen, I'll never get it. Whatever. I'm good. Brandon English. My partner told his kids, "What are y'all doing watching other people playing games?" His son looks at him and says, "Dad, isn't that what you do when you watch football? Watch someone else play a game?" Kind of opened my mind more to esports. It's true, Brandon. It's what it is. Kirk, glad we're on the right side of the personality wall. Joe Wheeler, what's up? Let's see, Grant Dugas. Most people assume these gamers are nerds who stay inside and eat Cheetos all day. Most of the streamers I watch are more physically in shape than some athletes. They make more money than most. Kirk, you got to watch Ballers, Matt. Don't watch a ton of TV, man. Series HBO with The Rock. People don't realize even with the second wave, it'll be much different. The first wave was so concerning because medical professionals weren't sure how to treat the virus. Now that they've stopped with ventilators, have gone to straight oxygen, people are recovering at a high rate. Not only that, Andrew, but people are more aware and they're being diagnosed earlier. The initial way that overwhelmed our medical infrastructure was the sickest people were the ones who went to the hospital, and that was need for ICU, and that's where a lot was overwhelmed. Like, do you remember the lines for people to get tested? I remember on Florida Street in Baton Rouge, the line down the street for people to get tested. It's like, go your ass home. What are you doing? Anyway, but yes. Jason Miguez, what's up? Jordan Grace, I hear you. It's just funny when they claim you're on Tiger Drive. Brian Champagne, people think they're going to play football. That's a joke. They will never play this year. Brian, you don't think they're going to play football this year? I'll take a wager. They're going to play football this year. Craig Dugas. I go to Tiger Droppings for entertainment purposes. Trey Goodwin. Morning, Matt. Looks like the union might agree after all. Thank Moses, because I'd watch quiet baseball and golfers throw cuss words rather than basketball highlights from 24 years ago for the 18th time any day. That's right. That's funny. Yeah, Trey, I'm interested to see if MLB will agree. The players have to agree to a couple of stipulations, but it looks like it's going to happen. But I also think the damage has been done, just to get to the point where where they're going to play. Okay. Several sources tell me T-Bob is a secret gamer using the pseudonym Tiger Power Ranger. It's crazy. I got to get out of here. Kirk, we're in stage 3 of reopening in Nebraska. Leah came home and hospitalizations for COVID have stabilized. That's awesome. I mean, that's the key. So, all right, y'all, I think we're done. Y'all have an awesome day. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are tagged in the post, so if you would like their page, huge help. If you need an orthopedist, more importantly, go to Brock. When you're filling out the little form in the sign-in, how did you hear about us? Matt Moscona, Morning Scone, however you want to put it. Appreciate that. Okay. Y'all have an awesome day. And Locked on LSU podcast, Riot podcast with Terrio today at noon, and then AFR3. We'll see y'all then. Peace.